Hello friends, long time no see. How are you all doing? How's it going? How are you all doing with your eating healthier or exercising? How's it going? Well, I have fabulous news to report. I am down over 20 pounds. I had to go to a doctor's appointment last week and they said, okay, ma'am, you need to stand on the scale. And I said, oh, the dreaded scale. Remember how I said throw your scales out? Best advice ever, because when I got on that scale, I was like, and then when I opened my eyes, I was like, and I turned to the nurse and I said, that scale's wrong. Unfortunately, it's wrong. You may have to move it up a notch. She goes, no, it's not. It's perfect. She said, get off, get back on. And I went, okay, here we go. Moment of truth. And I closed my eyes and I went, that's real? That's for real? And she said, yes. And I went, yes. This is probably the fastest I have ever taken off weight in my life. Normally when I diet, even when I'm rocking and rolling and I'm doing everything right, the scale notches move at a snail's pace. And, you know, like I said, getting on the scale can bring negativity. So if you're holding on to water weight or you ate something salty the night before, even when you're doing everything right, you could be up, I'm not even joking, 5 to 10 pounds. That's what I've been told by the nutritionist. So she said, get rid of the scale. Now, granted, I knew I was taking off some weight because my clothes have all started to feel looser and looser on me. But when I got on that scale and went, wait, what? It was a shock. I was just like, wow, this diet, it really works. Am I doing everything right on this diet? No, absolutely not. I think I'm eating too much protein and I need to be more vegetables and salad. So I want to share something with you guys that I've experienced since my birthday. Now, on my birthday and Mother's Day, we had the boat and we had everybody on the boat. Everybody was munching and crunching on snacks, and I think they went and got Subway sandwiches. And this has been the difficult part of the autoimmune protocol diet, is having things readily available when I have to leave the house or when I do social functions. That's been tough, and I fell off the wagon on my birthday and Mother's Day. I snapped. Everybody was munching and crunching on the boat. And, you know, it shouldn't have got to me because I've been on the boat several times since being on this diet, and everybody's having sandwiches and pastas and all kinds of stuff, and it hasn't gotten to me. But on this day, it did. I literally was eyeing everybody's wonderful food, and I was like, I want some of that. I was thinking it. But I kept telling myself, it was literally a war in my head. You know, the good Liz, the bad Liz. The good Liz was like, oh, you're doing great. Don't mess it up. You're feeling great. Do you really want inflammation? And the other side was like, yeah, who cares? One day it's not going to kill you. You know, and I was just like going back and forth with myself all day on the boat. So with that said, on the way back on the boat, everybody was talking about what we were going to have for dinner. I mean, we were out in the boat all day with the sun on us, and we were all kind of getting hungry. And it was my birthday, and so they were like, birthday girl, what do you want? How about surf and turf? And everyone was like, yeah, that sounds good. And I said, actually, that sounds great. But when you go to the store, get me some fruits and vegetables and salad, and I'll just have that. They were going to have rice pilaf and salad and vegetables. So anyway, and butter with garlic, yeah. So when they got back, one of them came home with the most amazing cheese board with different salamis and all different kinds of cheeses and grapes. And I went, oh my gosh. I literally sat there staring at that darn cheese board for 10 minutes before I decided to dive in. I wish I would have sampled just one piece of cheese. No. Do you think I did that? No. Probably 10 to 12. I'm not even joking. It was so good because I haven't had anything like, I haven't had dairy. I don't even know how long it's been. I haven't had dairy. I haven't had really any carbs or anything. So I went ballistic. It was like a little bomb went off and I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. I enjoyed it. Oh, and I had a piece of cheesecake. And when they brought my dinner, I said, you know what? I've already had the cheese. Bring me some butter with garlic, okay? I need to dip my lobster and my scallops in it. Let me tell you, that night, I felt so guilty, so guilty. Like I got my hand caught in the cookie jar, which I did. But I also paid the price for a whole week after eating all that I did. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't sabotage yourself. Don't fall into old patterns where you say to yourself, I'll just have a little piece. And you know, with the autoimmune protocol diet, you're really trying to heal your gut. You're trying to see which foods trigger you that cause the inflammation. So even if you go and even have a little piece of cheese, you may be suffering for a couple days or you may be suffering for a week, which is what happened to me. I literally was feeling so good. I was walking. I was just feeling so energized. And then I felt swollen. I didn't gain any weight, none at all. And I'm going to be honest with you, when I used to be on keto, when I used to see a plateau starting to happen, I would go eat a bunch of stuff, like have a piece of pizza, have something sweet, and then the next day I was back on it for weeks. And it's like it did something, and then I didn't plateau. I actually started losing. And I honestly think that's what happened when I blew it, because I mean, my pants are just falling off of me now. So I'm not recommending that, but I'm just saying that's what happened to me. So after blowing my diet, I got back on the bandwagon. And let me tell you, it was a rough 3 days, because once you get a taste of normal food, you know, the carby, sugary food, you crave it, you know? And for me personally, it takes 3 days, almost to a T, before the food and the cravings and the hunger pains are done and out of the way. I don't know about you guys. Does it work? Do you guys work the same? But for me, if I blow it, it's like 3 days of angst, just going, am I going to get through this? And I did. However, we were eating a lot of chicken this last week, just because we've been really busy and it's what we had on hand. And I have been like, I'm not gaining weight or anything. I can just feel the joint pain, the ache, the body aches. So I have an appointment this afternoon with my naturopathic doctor, and I'm going to ask her about that, because I think one of you said you don't want to overdo it with chicken because of the omega-6. It can cause inflammation and it's just not great for you. So I don't know if that's it, because I'm doing everything right. I mean, I'm eating tons of vegetables and salad, sweet potatoes in moderation, and there's no reason why I should be feeling like this. So I'm thinking chicken may be a trigger for me. Too much of a good thing is just too much. So I thought I would share with you some of the items we get at the store for the AIP diet. Want to see? Fruit, lots of fruit. A lot of these are kind of like our staple pieces. Broccoli, love broccoli, with squeezed lemon on top and some Himalayan salt. Delish. Cauliflower, love cauliflower. So we get these sweet potato fries. These are awesome. You can get your cast iron, put a little coconut oil, olive oil, season these up with herbs de Provence, some garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and you are good to go. These are delish. We always have organic ground turkey or chicken. This is great for your breakfast hash. You can have it with some sauteed spinach, some, you know, baked yams, broccoli. who says dinner can't be for breakfast? Spinach. This is a big one. Big, big, big. Perfect for smoothies, for your salads, where I will drizzle olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and then I mix it up with squeeze of lemon juice and my herbs. It is delish. Organic avocados. These are a must. A must, must, must. I love having a half of avocado with my breakfast every morning. It makes me feel full all through the day. Definitely a staple piece. Next, grilled asparagus. We love asparagus and it's so good for you. You drizzle a little olive oil over the top, sprinkle your herbs, grill it on the stove, grill it on the BBQ. Tasty. You can roast that in the oven too, and it's good. Today we got some nectarines, organic nectarines. This sliced up at the end of a long day with a little dab of coconut cream. Maybe a little splash of vanilla in the coconut cream. Now for salads and maybe like a lettuce wrap burger, I may throw on a little, mixed sprouts, bean sprouts, and these are mixed sprouts. They're clover, cabbage sprouts, washed and ready to eat. Delish. How many of you love a good steak? Well, coming from California, the West Coast is big on tri-tip steaks or tri-tip roasts. They're very, very hard to come by out here on the East Coast. But our wonderful store, Wegmans, sells them. So, we're supposed to limit our meat, our red meat to, I think, once a week. I'm not sure. But anyway, this with some seasonings, add on the BBQ or in the cast iron stove where you sear it on both sides and then you throw it at 350 degrees in the oven for about, 15 minutes. Comes out perfect every time. We love lamb over here in our house. And so we got a leg of lamb. My husband, he likes to slice this up and marinate it for a long time, and then he throws it out on the grill. It is so good. We also love rack of lamb. And this is rack of lamb raised without antibiotics or added hormones. OMG. So good. So good. What my husband does is he makes an herb marinade for it. He slaps it all over the top of this, sides, back. He cuts them and then he sears them in the cast iron to, just to crisp them up, and then we throw them in the oven and bake them. And they, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how good these are. So good. That rack of lamb was French style. This is a smaller one. I kind of like to have the smaller ones just so I know I'm not going overboard. So I'll have, usually gives me 2 or 3. They're pretty small. And then I'll load up my plate with salad and vegetables, and that would be dinner. Lemons, limes, and oranges are also a staple in this diet for us. The lemons and limes are good for the marinades, the salad dressings, and the orange is sometimes my dessert. A little treat at night before I go to bed. If I'm sitting there watching a movie, I may just kind of take one little orange wedge at a time and just enjoy it. Apples too. Apples are a favorite for my dessert. So I will slice up, these are small little apples. And so what I might do is slice this up, get myself some tiger nut flour, add some coconut oil or olive oil, mix that up. It tastes almost like a little bit of a nut butter, and just, slice these up, kind of dip in the nut butter and enjoy my dessert that way. And here is strawberries. And sometimes I like to call my fruit my dessert. If I don't have fruit in the morning, or afternoon, I may have a little slice and I call it my dessert. And if I can get this open, well, you know, strawberries, a little dessert for me would be, I would make up some coconut cream, like again, with a splash of vanilla, or even a little splash of 100% maple syrup, just a splash, just a very, very small splash. Whip it all up and dip your strawberries in that. Now this is a plantain. I was never even familiar with what a plantain was until I started this diet. But what I do is I buy these, I stick them in the refrigerator, and if I want to make plantain chips, I want something, I'm just in the mood to crunch on something, I will slice this up very, very thin. I get a bowl, drizzle coconut oil all over the top, and Himalayan salt. And then what I do is I slice them super, super thin. I put them on some parchment paper and I bake them there in the oven roughly for 15 minutes at, I think, 400 degrees. Don't quote me on that. And they come out delish. And then at that point, if I want the crunching and the fun to begin, I will make a nice big batch of guacamole, and I've got something to dip with. So I'll be doing a recipe soon on how I make these. Organic coconut milk, definitely a staple. You want to get this without guar gum. You don't want that. So this is unsweetened coconut milk, no added guar gum. Really good, really, really good. Coconut oil, and this is virgin coconut oil, organic superfood. You can use it for cooking. My naturopathic doctor told me that if, say, I don't want an avocado in the morning, she said I can take a small teaspoon of coconut oil, and the liquid kind that's organic, and just swallow it like a little shot. And she said that gets good fat into your body. It also helps you stay fuller through the day. And if you get a vanilla, you want to get it without the alcohol, I believe. Organic sweet potatoes. Oh my gosh, sweet potatoes with guacamole. The best combination for breakfast. You can actually make these like a little toast. Slice them real thin, slap some olive oil, some salt and herbs on top, and then make your guac. Or just slice up some avocado and place it on top of these once you bake them in the oven for 15-20 minutes at 415 degrees. And then we've got some salmon. Salmon is so good for you. Good omega-3s. You can drizzle some olive oil, coconut oil, put your favorite herbs on top. Even if you want, hit it with a little maple syrup in your seasonings. You can be like a sweet and savory salmon, baked or grilled or BBQ'd. Unfortunately, this one, it's not organic. So anyway, you just have to do your best trying to get all organic, but sometimes you're not always able to do that. So be mindful that if you do not do organic, you might pay for it. You might, or you may not. Some things trigger me. Usually salmon doesn't though. So I think I'm good there. And then we have some fresh, let's see, what are these? Fresh sea scallops, all natural, wild caught, delish. We like to put these in the cast iron, get it nice and hot, drizzle olive oil on these with herbs, salt. Oh my gosh, so good. Well guys, that's our little grocery haul for the week. And it gives you sort of some insight into what we're eating, what I'm eating on this diet. The whole family's kind of jumped on board, although they do eat other things. But this is what I eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Also too, I know a lot of you said that you were starting to see the pounds come off. So update us. How much have you lost, and what are you doing? Are you on a specific diet, or are you doing the autoimmune protocol diet? I would love to know. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Bye.